Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing really well today. So I'm back today with a monthly favourites video. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, and I asked you guys on Instagram the other day what videos you would like, and quite a lot of you said one of these videos, and I guess I've actually got a lot to share with you all. I went through a phase of not really buying anything new and just didn't see the point in trying to make one of these videos, but I do think that it's really valuable when you're trying to live more of a different lifestyle, one that's more ethical, one that's conscious, and you're trying really hard to buy good products and good things that are good for the world. And I think sometimes videos like this, well, they can just inspire you and maybe give you ideas that you maybe wouldn't have had before, or swaps and changes that you can make in the future when the thing that you're using right now runs out. So yes, I've got quite a lot to share, so I'll try and go through it as quickly and concisely as I can, whilst giving you all a lot of information too. So the first thing, I've got quite a pile down here. The first thing I shared in my recent video, which was a vlog, and it's this makeup bag, which is obviously filled with makeup. I think this bag's lovely, and when I knew that I wanted to buy makeup, I knew I didn't want a lot, and I knew I wanted it to fit in its own little bag, and this is just the perfect size, so it's just a little bit bigger than my hand, and I bought this from Etsy. So you guys know that I love Etsy. I think it's such a good place to go. You're supporting the little man, you know, those little businesses and just normal people like me and you who are doing a side hustle, and I think it's nice to support someone's creativity like that. So yeah, this is from there, and it's 100% cotton, and it was embroidered by the person who I bought it from, and I absolutely love the little bee. I think it's great, and it's just a nice reminder for the lifestyle that I'm currently leading. So inside of here, honestly, this is really well made. I'm so impressed with it. The zipper is so good. So inside I've just got my makeup. So I showed you guys this as well. I will be doing a full makeup review, so I won't show you everything else that's in here. Not that there's much more. So this is Elite Cosmetics. I'll come closer. This is what the packet looks like, and when you open it up, there's just these little discs inside, and these can pop out, and try not to drop it. So they're magnetic and they pop back in, and I think it's absolutely genius. So yeah, love it. And this is all 100% biodegradable, so these can be broken down. So this is obviously metal, and then this is bamboo. So it all comes apart, and obviously this mirror comes out too, and it all just folds up nice and neatly. I really do like it. I think it's an absolutely genius design, and the rest of the makeup inside that bag definitely is too. So let me know down below if you want me to do a minimalist, zero waste makeup tour. I guess I could do that. So yeah, that's my makeup, and this is where it lives. I love it. So keeping in line with the makeup theme with this video, I bought some makeup remover pads, because obviously as someone who hasn't worn makeup in over 4 years, I didn't have anything to take makeup off with. I mean, I have a flannel, but I don't know, I just feel like I don't want it to get dirtied up with makeup all the time, because 9 out of 10 I am not going to be wearing makeup. So I bought these little pads from Etsy. They are so soft, I wish I could make you feel them. So on one side it's like this terry cloth, and then the other side it's just cotton. And so they're 100% organic and made from offcuts of fabric, so zero waste too, which that's fantastic in my eyes. I bought them from this little shop called the Zero Waste Maker. I'll leave all the links to everything below that I can find. Wanted to add to this video, I meant to say at the beginning, I bought all of this with my own money. None of this is sponsored. If I ever get something gifted, I will always let you guys know. I think it's so important to be genuine and honest when it comes to YouTube and social media in general. So yeah, all of this is bought with my own money. It's stuff that I wanted to buy for a long time, so very happy to have it all. So these come in a little bag, which is just a little, I don't know what they would call it, maybe it's just like a little zip bag thing. Zip bag, it's not a zip, it's a pulley bag. And yeah, these go in here, and then like this, so they don't get, you know, too rattled around in the washing machine. And I can also use this bag for other things if I want to as well. And I love that it came in this little cardboard box. Like I said, everything inside of it was recyclable or compostable, which is awesome. So good. I love it when someone has a belief and they make their business on this, so, you know, being zero waste and trying to reduce waste and make less waste, and then their packaging reflects it too. I think it says a lot about the business and its company and its morals, and I'm always willing to support people who stick to their morals. Alrighty, so the next thing is a little perfume. I love this stuff. So I don't know if you can see, ooh, this is what it looks like, and when you take the lid off, inside it's just like a little tiny compact perfume. So this is from a little crystal store in Queenstown. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find a link to this one, but it's something to keep your eye out for when you're out and about, wherever you live in the world, I guess. So this is a jasmine perfume, and it's made from beeswax, and it's a natural perfume, you know, with natural scent. And it smells delicious. I really like it. And I love the fact that I can just take a little tiny piece off with my nail, and then I can just kind of rub it into my pulse points. So I usually put it behind my ears and on my wrists. It smells divine. It smells so, so nice. You guys know, if you've watched a lot of my videos in the past, I'm a complete sucker for jasmine. I think it's my favourite scent in the world. So I was stoked when I found this, and yeah, again, just really like supporting local businesses, and I think the Crystal shop in town is fantastic, and I am always in there smelling the different perfumes and incense sticks, so that was a great find. So the next thing is a phone case. Ta-da! So this company is called 1521. See if it'll focus. This phone case is 100% cork. I think one of the things when it comes to phone cases is they can be made from wood, but most of the time it's got a plastic back. And the whole point of buying, you know, a phone case made from a natural material, in my opinion, is so that when you're finished with it, it can decompose or be recycled or be composted, you know. So I love this. I think it's so good, and I keep feeling like I've stolen someone's phone because it's so thin. It's so nice. Really happy with it, and the fact it's made from cork makes it so much better in my eyes, because cork is a renewable material, and I think it's one of the best things that we can start making just things like this out of. You know, it just feels so sturdy, you know. So I don't know, I can't really explain. I was really surprised when it came and I put it on my phone how hard it was. I don't know what I was expecting. I think when you think of corks, you think of corks from wine bottles, and they're a bit squishy, but I really like it. It feels super resilient, and like I said, just makes my phone feel so streamlined and small. So I will leave a link to these guys below. Really do like them, and again, it's just another small company who have just got the right ethics. I think their slogan or tagline is something like, "Nobody wants bad karma in their pocket." I think that is perfect, and also very, very true, so love this. Okay, next up, I'm going to do a slight plug, because if I can't plug my own things in my own video, then where can I? So you all know that I have an Etsy store called Luana Creations. I often leave the links for it down below in the description box if you're ever interested. From time to time we have discounts and stuff, but a lot of the time we're just putting new stuff on, and stuff kind of sells. It's all unique and one of a kind, so once it's up there, and then whenever it's gone, it's gone. So I recently started making rings, so I showed you guys these on Instagram if you follow me, and I think it's so cool. So this is just a really simple one, and I think it's so nice, and I made another one too. I'll see if I can pop it on this finger. Don't know if it fits on this one. So this is the other one. Just a really simple minimalist design. I love them. I am so happy with them, and it's oxidized copper, so it gives it that really nice antique look. This is something that I'm going to be getting into more in the future, and I will definitely see if I can get the time this week to make some more of these rings, and I'll put them up on my Etsy because I think it's so nice. Just being able to share my creations with you guys, and you guys know from watching past favourites videos, if you've watched them before, that I always am really appreciative of anyone who buys from my Etsy store, because it helps to support me and it helps to support my creative ambitions and gets me out of this kind of cycle I'm in currently, where I keep having to go to a real job, and really all I want to do is create and work for myself. So every time someone buys from my shop, it's another little step further for me for getting to my dreams and goals. So yeah, we sell rings right now, and we also have these Tree of Life necklaces. See if I can show you. So I do these all the time and do different ones. So this one is sea glass, and then this one, I think it's apatite, but I will correct myself if I'm wrong. And then on the back, it's just a really simple design. I really like these. I think they're beautiful, and I really like the meaning behind the Tree of Life. So if that's your cup of tea and you like the look of these, then definitely check them out. They make really nice gifts for people. I know my nana, she really likes these, and she recently decided that she wanted one of these for herself too, which is really nice. And then we do all sorts of other things. So here we've just got a piece of amethyst with some little amethyst beads on, and we also sell these pouches separately, and they all come out, so you can just take the top off and squeeze the crystal out, and it comes out of there. You can put it back on. So if you bought one of these, you can then change the crystal if you feel like it. So there's my little plug over with, but thank you for listening. And like I said, just if there's something that you like or something you've got in mind, then you can just drop me a message and we can make custom orders. We love making custom orders for people. It really does make us happy when you guys receive them and give us good feedback, so it's very nice, and I'm very happy that I started my store over a year ago. It's crazy. We're now going into the random section of this favourites video, but it's all stuff that I feel is relevant. So I feel like I've mentioned a lot of these things in the past vlogs, but that's because they're my favourite things that I've used for the whole month. So, oh my gosh, they're gonna be heavy. Okay, so I bought cast iron pans, which is a really random thing to see in favourites video, but then I do have quite a random channel. So these are two separate ones, and then obviously comes with a lid. I'm just gonna put these down, breaking my legs. They're really heavy and obviously are 100% iron. This one is enamelled, which is great because it just means it's not as high maintenance, but I do really like this one, which is 100% cast iron pan. It's fantastic because it's non-stick, so as long as you look after them properly and you keep putting oil on them and keep them just well maintained, they are amazing. And I really like the fact that they're non-toxic and there's nothing nasty getting into my food. If anything, it's great because the iron comes out of the pan and goes into your food, which is great because everyone needs a bit more iron in their life. So I got these from a shop in New Zealand called Briscoe's. So if you're from New Zealand and you're wanting to buy, or invest should I say, in quality pans, then that's a really good place to go. Certain times of the year they do really good discounts. I think we got 40% off these a few months ago, which was amazing and definitely made them affordable. I love investing into things that I'm going to keep for the rest of my life. I'm hopefully planning on being able to take these home with me. That was my intention when I bought them. These will last a lifetime if they're looked after properly, and I think one thing that's lost in our generation right now is that we don't pass things down. You know, like my grandma and my mum have these really amazing just pans and dishes and just Pyrex things, you know, all of these really good kitchenwares, and unfortunately they obviously keep them because they're still alive, which is fantastic. But the generation right now, we tend to buy things that don't last a long time because those things never got passed down to us. And I think one thing that's really important is that we invest in really good quality things, not even just kitchenware, just things in general that we can then pass down to the next generation. And I feel like it's voting with your dollar too. So, you know, if you invest in cast iron pans, you're going to show the world that you don't want a Teflon pan that only lasts for less than a year. This is going to last me forever. I really hope it will. And I love as well how resilient they are and how just adaptable they are. So you can obviously cook with these over the gas and then you can put it into the oven, which is great because you can't do that with a normal pan because it would melt. But these guys you can, and it's great and it keeps the heat, and I really like cooking with them. So I'm going to stop blabbering about my cast iron pans now. As you can see, I'm very passionate about them. So the next thing is I want to give a shout out to libraries across the world. I think libraries are a lost art. I think they're so great, and I think that more people need to go to libraries rather than buying things, you know? In this world again where we're always buying new, we can just use the same thing over and over, and so if one library can buy one book and 6 people, 12 people, 1 million people can read the same book, is that not surely better? I feel like it is. So I love supporting local libraries, and while I'm back in Queenstown I signed up to the library again and I'm always in there. I love it. So I was really excited when I found this book, which has had a shout out in one of my past favourites videos. Also I want to say, if you want to see any of the favourites videos, I will leave them all in the description box below, because yeah, they're a long time ago now, but they're still all really relevant. This, however, is great. So it's by Hugh Fernley Whittingstall, and it's called Much More Veg, and inside of here is so many great recipes. So even if you're not vegan, even if you are vegan, if you're wanting to eat more plants, this is the book to go to. It's mostly roasted vegetables, which I think is really easy and it's really accessible, and I love the fact that it just stresses the emphasis on on eating seasonal foods and eating from your climate. I think that's great, and I think it's something that we all need to strive to do more, and I really like the fact that it's so big and it's just filled with all of these delicious simple recipes. Every recipe I've ever made from this book has been amazing, so it's great to be able to come here and get this book again because, like I said, my other one's at home. The other book that I was so stoked when I saw it is Nourishing Traditions. Whew, which is a book I've been seeing a lot. You know when something is floating around the universe and then suddenly it becomes a part of your reality? That happened with this book. I was really excited to be able to read this one day, probably when I got home, but then it came into my life here, so I was really happy about that. It's, I feel like, a somewhat controversial book by Sally Fallon, I think that's how you say it. It's called The Cookbook That Challenges Politically Correct Nutrition and the Diet Dictocrats. Yeah, over 1.5 million sold, which is crazy. I'll read the blurb. I think that's what you call them, a blurb. Sounds like a funny word. The diet dictocrats don't want you to know that your body needs old-fashioned animal fats. Newfangled polyunsaturated oils can be bad for you. Modern age whole grain products can cause health problems. Traditional sources promote digestion and assimilation. Modern food processing denatures our foods, but ancient preservation methods actually increase nutrients in fruits, nuts, vegetables, meats, and milk products. At last, a successful challenge to politically correct nutrition and the diet dictocrats. So it's just talking about eating a whole food diet, and I love that. And I love the fact that it's talking more about our ancestral diet, which some of you guys know, that's kind of what I'm moving more towards. I'm moving more towards a balanced diet, one that works well for my gut. I really don't do well with processed foods and modern day foods, and I really want to eat properly, and I feel like this book is fantastic. So the first part of it is just filled with information all about just nutrients and going in depth into these fake foods that we think are normal, and talking about packaged foods and the chemicals and preservatives and stuff that goes into them. And it also breaks down all the natural things that we can eat, like oils and nuts and seeds and different different types of food, and the nutrients and vitamins and reasons why they're so good for us or so bad for us. And it's then got loads of recipes, so I don't know where the recipes start. I think the recipes start here, so this is how many recipes there are. There are no pictures. Oh, I don't know if there are pictures. There are some pictures, but they're black and white, so it's not like, if you're a visual person, it's not probably the book for you, but it has some great options and just, yeah, fantastic. Really old-fashioned recipes, and that's what I really want. I want to eat more of an old-fashioned, traditional, nourishing diet. That's what I'm moving towards, so stoked to have that book in my life. The next thing kind of leads on from these books, and it is, let me see if I can find it. It's called Organizedeat. So what I wanted was, I wanted an app where I could take pictures of recipes from books and I could save them into my phone, and it would just tell me all the ingredients and things that I would need to make the thing. And I think that's one thing that's really good, especially if you travel and especially if you're trying to remove clutter from your life. So if you don't want books, cookbooks can be quite a burden, because you can have a book, say this big, and you only use like 3 or 4 recipes from the entire book, but this entire book stays sat on your shelf. So this is one way that you can do it. You could go to a library, or you could borrow a book from a friend, or you could just go into a library or into a bookstore and you could take a picture of that recipe you want, and then you can save it into whatever category you want to. And then, like I said, you can just put pictures and it's as if you're just reading it from the book, which is just great. I really do like it. So I was really happy to be able to share this with you guys today, because I think it's a fantastic addition to trying to live a more minimalist life and also just being more streamlined. And I feel like when you've got recipes on hand that you can create, it's a lot easier to be intentional with the food that you're eating and the recipes that you make that week. Okay, so as you guys know, I love finishing these monthly favourites with a podcast. I love podcasts. I think they're one of the best things that I ever found out about. They've really improved my life and they're just so good. I really do enjoy listening to them. I think they add so much value and I learn so much too. So I mentioned recently that Robin Sharma was one of my recent favourite podcasters. Definitely is, but because I've already mentioned him in the past, I don't want this video to be a regurgitation of everything that I've been talking about in my recent videos. So I want to share another guy with you who's called Luke Story, and he has a podcast called The Life Stylist, and it's so good. So instead of trying to butcher what he actually talks about, I'm going to read his little write-up that he did for himself. So it says, for the people who are dedicated to living life at the highest level of human potential, our host, Luke Story, brings you the most thought-provoking interviews with the biggest expert in the fields of health, spirituality and personal development. The show covers an ever-expanding range of topics, including sex and relationships, yoga, meditation, smart drugs, healthy myths and medical conspiracies, spirituality, mindfulness, health food and supplementation, herbs and alternative medicine, and digs deep into biohacking technologies and tactics. So I'm just throwing things around today. So really great. And when I went onto that podcast, I found so many podcasts that I really wanted to listen to. And yeah, just downloaded like 16 or something crazy. And I've just been listening to them throughout the days. So some of you might know that I really like the podcast Rewild Yourself by Daniel Vitalis. These two guys are really good friends, and he actually has done a few podcasts with Daniel, and I loved them. So they're the ones that I'm going to recommend, but I'm sure there are so many other ones that when you go on you would find and you would enjoy. Each person's completely different, and we'll have different, things that we enjoy listening to. So yeah, I'm just kind of giving my opinion on things that I enjoy, and I'm sure you'll take what you want from it. So I hope that this video was helpful. I hope that it helped you to think outside the box and find different things, or maybe it just helped to remind you to try and shop locally, to try and reduce waste, and to try and think outside the box when it comes to buying things or borrowing things, as the case may be. Give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and let me know below if you want to see more videos like this from me. If you've got any video ideas in general that you want me to cover, or topics, things like that, just let me know below as well. I'm more than happy to cater this channel to suit the needs of you guys. After all, that is why I make these videos. So yeah, I really want to thank you all for being here and being a part of this journey. It's been a roller coaster, and I'm so happy to be here with you, and I'm so excited to be sharing 2 videos a week again. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a really great day, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye guys.